Hey everybody, Keith Mateka here from Thunderworks Games to do a quick run through of Lockup, a role-player tale, single-player, solo, solitary mode, we call it. We're all set up. We've got the board here. I've chosen the kobold, so I'm playing as the yellow minions, and then the guards are over here. They've got their location deck. They've got their guard deck. They have the start player token. Unfortunately, they start with it. We both start out with a power, and I've seeded the board. So at the very beginning, you put a guard card down at each of the locations, excluding the library. So there's one on each of the locations. We've got our goons out. We've got our 3 item cards out. And then the goon cards have established where the suspicion goes. So we've got one in the sewers, one in the infirmary, and one in the chow hall.
And I'll kind of show that icon there on the card. There.
Yeah, with the
little cube there.
Yeah.
Indicates it. Sure. I'm Scott Bogan, by the way.
Scott Bogan behind the camera.
I do some things once in a while.
I'll open out the Thunderworks games. But anyway, so he takes the first turn, which means I get to choose which one of these cards I want to flip. So I'm thinking to myself, it's important to keep in mind which end game and which leader cards are available in this game. So obviously there's no instant card in single player, but I care about the gem symbol for the King of Shiny, so that's going to net me 8 points if I have the most at the end of the game. And then the pickpocket I'm looking for at the end of the game. I'm trying to grab all the item cards that are worth 12 or less. So of the 3 item cards that are available, 2 of them are 12 or less. And this amulet has the shiny symbol, so that's kind of a double benefit. So let's shoot for that one. So we're going to try to get a blue and a gold before the end of the round, hopefully. So the first thing I care about is getting the gold is the hardest. So I want to know who does he have in the commissary? Oh, he's got his 5, which is tough. And then you flip a location card to see if another card comes out, and another one does come out in the chow hall. So you draw a card from his deck face up into the chow hall, and he's got his enforcer, which has a power of 1 currently. That's not too bad, especially early at the game. So I am then going to take my turn. What do I want to do? So it's always good. I want to make sure I'm good in the commissary. There is a risk that he'll put another card there, so I'm going to actually hold off. So I'm going to put some of my lower powered dudes. I don't care that much about just getting resources is a good idea in this game. So we're just going to throw our 2 in the sewers. We know we're going to get something for it. Hopefully we won't get the suspicion because the guards will have something more powerful there. That's the end of my go. It's the guards' go. So I say we might as well see what he's doing in the sewers. So he's got his 1 guy there. So actually I'm in the lead, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I flip his location card, and he puts another guard in the sewers. So now he's up to 4 over there.
It's like the AI knows what you're doing. It's amazing.
Right. Then it's my turn. I want that start. I kind of want that start player token, but we're gonna hold off on that. We're gonna throw our. I'm saving my lookout. Actually, maybe I won't save my lookout. I'll go ahead and put my lookout and my 3 in the infirmary, hoping to get those 2. Oh, actually, I want to put something higher than that because I need that blue for that amulet if I want to buy it, right? So that's the end of my turn. His turn. We're going to flip him to see who he's got here. He just has his lookout there, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. We flip his location, and he's in the commissary. See? I am glad I held off over here because, well, his lookout is there now. That doesn't really have a whole lot of effect, so that's fine with me. But I know the commissary card has been played, so he's not going to have another guy in there. So I know on my turn, I can make sure I control that one. So we're going to do our enforcer, which has a power of 1 currently, and then my level 5. So I know. Actually, we're not going to do that because being in second place is not bad here. As long as you have enough resources to trade in for it, it's not that big a deal. So instead, we're going to throw our 5. Oh, I don't know. We're going to throw our 5 in the chow hall with, just kind of in case we want to pick up a goon. And then it's his turn. He's going to flip. I get to pick which one he wants to flip. I I guess on my next turn, I'm thinking either I'm going to go... I know I'm going to go here. So I don't really even care that much. So I'll just go ahead and flip him. He's got a 2, and it's his lookout. I'll put my guy here. Oh, I forgot to flip his location card, which was the infirmary, which isn't good. So now he's got a 1. Actually, it's not too bad. He's got a 1 and his lookout. I have my lookout and a 4. So I put my level 3 guy in the cell block, and that triggers the end of the round. So as soon as you place your last token, round is over, and then you start resolving. So nobody went... Well, actually, he's in the exercise yard. He's got a 0 there, but because he still has presence there, he gets 1 power, and he keeps the start player token. So we'll put that... take that card, put it back in the guard deck. Here, he's got a 4, I have a 2. That means he's going to get the suspicion. He's also going to get 2 scrap. I get 1, so I'll take it. And then these guys all come back. And then here, I've got 4 and my lookout. He's got a 1 in his lookout, so I have the majority. So I get the 2 potions. Neither of us get the suspicion because we both have lookouts there. But because he didn't receive a reward, he goes to the library. So that's for him. He's in the smithy. He's first, obviously, because he's the only person there. He gets 2 iron, and then comes back to the deck. Here, I have a strength of 1. He has a strength of 5, so he's going to go first. He gets the resource of his choice. He always takes the thing he has the least of, and if it's tied, he always takes the thing with the greatest value, so he takes a gold. And then I get to trade in 2 for 1. Now I need to hold on to my green to grab that amulet, so I'm going to dump these 2 to get the gold that I need. Hopefully this works out. He comes back. They come back. We are in the Chow Hall. We've got his Enforcer has a power of 2 because he's got 2 power on his board. And then he's got, this is Enforcer, but he's the Enforcer minus 1. So this is a 2, and this is a 2 minus 1, which is a 1. So he's got a total of 3. I have 5, I have the majority. But I'm in a spot in which I don't want... so he's at, what did I say? He's at a 3. I'm at a 5. I have the majority. But I don't want to sacrifice my 2 resources because I plan on grabbing that amulet. So instead, I'm going to go to the library. But I also get the suspicion. And then he is going to... In the Chow Hall, if he doesn't have the majority, I don't think he does anything. Is that correct?
He might go to the... Does he go to the library? I unfortunately don't remember.
Sometimes you gotta check the rules just one last time.
And the rules are in flux every once in a while too. So, but this is, I think, been set for a while.
This is in the. Just want to get it right. In the cell, in the Chow Hall. If the guards are present but do not have the most strength, they gain nothing. So that actually works out well for me.
Mm-hmm.
He gets nothing. And then here, he's got a 2. I've got a 1. His lookout doesn't do anything because there's no suspicion there. I get to build first. I'm going to take that chameleon amulet. Return those to the supply, the gold and the potion. And that is now a build item. I gain those 8 points straight away. So I'm at now 18. And then I get to put a suspicion back into the supply, which is good for me. And then I've got a gem here. So if I get another one, I'll be able to take that King of Shiny card. And that's 8 points at the end. Actually, 6 points in the 2-player, 1-player game at the end of the game. So he builds... So he can build something. Whatever he has resources for. Whatever has the highest reputation. So the Vertiblade, he does have the resources for. So he's going to buy that. Or build it, I should say. And he gets 13 points. So that takes him to 23. He's being represented by the blue token on the reputation track. So he goes away. And then I have the majority in the library with 5, so I get to draw 2 and keep 1. Let's see here. The self-defense manual says when resolving a location, add 1 to your crew strength, and the brief history of crime says return 1 iron cube and 1 gold cube to the supply and gain... Actually, this has been changed since here, so it should say return 1 iron cube or 1 gold cube to the supply to gain a power cube. We're going to hold on to the self-defense manual, and this can go to a discard pile. he doesn't get a card, but because he's there, he gets a point instead. So he's at 24. So at the end of the game, both in the multiplayer game and the single player game, for the players, they get a point for every unplayed tome card. So that's why he gets a card and I don't. So neither of us got goons. So we're at the end of the round. This goes away. Whatever, if there's a card here, one gets discarded here, so that'll go to a discard pile. Then all the goons slide on over. And so this suspicion stays in place. Here's a new goon card. She's a cultist. And then we are going to add suspicion. The demon has a suspicion on him, so he goes here. There's one for the hobgoblin and one for the cultist. So there's still a good amount of suspicion in the pool, so I'm not feeling too stressed. This goes to the second round. I think new item cards come out. So here's the crooked pipe, and here is the dimensional bag. So this one's a nice one because it's worth a lot of points. And then it's got a tome card as well, so that's going to give you... Actually, this has changed, but this version of it gives you a tome card, which is an additional point if you don't play it, right? So that's nice. The updated version of this has two barrel icons on it, which lets you hold more stuff. But anyway, now we're going to prepare the the guards for their next round. So we're going to take their location deck, shuffle it up. Unfortunately, there's some cards in this deck that basically say don't place another guard. They're called off-duty cards, and we didn't run into any of those, which was a bit of a bummer. But that's okay. I still got the amulet I wanted. I'm sitting with no resources, so.
And also, one thing to note is the guards. They they don't have a resource limit, so
right.
they have a pretty good chance of building things even more so as the game goes on. So when those high value items come out, it can be very easy for them to build them. So that also brings the cell block more into play, because then you're going to want to often pick first so that they don't get first dibs at the really good stuff.
Right. Let's play a couple more rounds, and then maybe we'll score as if it was final. So basically, we put these out again. I started to put them face up, which was wrong, so I reshuffled. And so these come out again. I forgot the exercise yard. And sorry about that. And cell block. So then there should be 5 left over, and there are. Now, the guards are start player again, so they get to go first, which means I get to pick one of these to flip face up. Just come up with a plan. So the thing is, I like these low value cards, just because of the pickpocket ability.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking I'm gonna keep my eye on this one, but there's some nice goons out there, and there's no suspicion in the Chow Hall, which is it's nice to kind of take advantage of that. If you have a lot of resources, this is a good place because you can hire 2 goons in one turn. You can get 2 cars in one turn there, which is nice. Anyway, I don't know. Let's reveal the infirmary. I want to see what he's got over here, because I could take those potions from him. I'm gonna need them if I want to try to get the spectacles. So what the heck?
And don't forget, yeah.
Location card says the smithy, so then we're gonna put a face up. He's got his 1 over there, which is not great. Well, it's fine. Our turn. Let's go ahead and put the. I have to gamble. I have to decide whether I think, if I think there's another card going to be here and how big I think it is. So we're going to do our 4. Well, I still have that. I have that tome card, which means I can increase it by 1 if I need to. So we're going to do the 4 and the lookout there, which means I'm not going to get the suspicion, but hopefully he will. And that's the end of my turn. I flip. I get to choose. Well, I was talking about the Chow Hall before, and that sounds good. Let's see what's over there. I'm going to try to get an iron on my next turn. So I want to know what he has over here, because he can't add another card. He's only got... That would be an easy one to take, but I've already spent my lookout. So if I go there, I'm going to have to take... that suspicion. So I flip the location card for him, the commissary. So we're going to put his number 1 in the commissary. Not too bad. And then it's my go. So let's see. And I can win that smithy with a 3. Let's just do that. And his turn, we're going to choose... let's do the Chow Hall. his 2 and a lookout. Then we're gonna flip. So now we got it. So I flip the location card and it says off duty. Do not place a guard card. So that's like sweet. I don't have to. He doesn't get any more cards this turn. So now I get to go. Let's. So we'll see. I think I'm gonna try to squeak by in the cell block with 1, and hopefully he doesn't try to build the thing that I'm trying to build. And if he does build this, then I've got a backup plan because I should have the iron, so I can get that one as well if this one doesn't work out. So then it's his turn. Oh, let's. I guess I've already committed to here, so I can't change what's there. So I don't care what's there. So let's look at what's in the sewers. His 4. We're gonna flip this location, and we see the sewers pop up again. So now we know he's got his enforcer, which has a strength of 2 because of his power. He's now sitting at 6. That is going to be hard to beat, but the good news is that he's going to get the suspicion.
The one thing you may have noticed, kind of strategy-wise, is that the longer or the fewer of your crew that you put into locations as you go, the more turns that the guards get and the more power that they end up placing onto the board. So it's kind of an interesting and fun balance in the game. Is if you put everything out quickly, they're not going to have a lot of power, but then again, you're not going to see as much of what they have out there.
Right.
So,
and you can't go to as many places. So there's 7 different places you can go to. You've got 6 units. So even if you only place 1 out at a time, you can't go everywhere.
Right.
And if you want to make sure you can control something, then you're probably going to put 2 or 3 in a location. That means there's some locations you're not going to be able to go to. There's even more locations you're not going to be able to go to. So it's, I think it's his turn, because he just revealed here. Okay, yeah, it's my turn.
Yep.
And can I beat a 4 over there? It's actually going to be a 6.
What do you have left?
I have 5, 6, 7.
You have a 7.
I have a 7, but I want to go 2 places, right? I've got my gray or my iron and my potion. I've got people there, but I would really like to get that start player from him, just because it helps on ties. And ties happen, pretty frequently in this game. But I can.
It's a tough one.
I don't know what to do. That's just. I'm gonna put my 2 here because I want that 1 scrap, and I don't want the suspicion, and he'll get it, so that's cool. So then I have 1. Well, let's see what's here. If this is low. I can take that from him. So why don't we do that? Oh, I forgot to do the location card. Here it is. Infirmary. Here's this infirmary card. So this.
Here we go.
Oh, it's his lookout, right? So that means nobody's gonna get the suspicion that turn, but I'm still gonna get the reward. So that works out well for me.
Yes.
So I'll take that.
Nice.
That ends the round immediately. So we start resolving here first. I control it, so I take the start player from the guards, and I get a power. So now I have 2 power. He gets booted to the library. Why can't I pick up this card? To the library, and then I'll take this. We're going here. He's got 4. I have 2. Oh, sorry, he has 6 because of his enforcer. I have 2. He wins, so he gets 2 scrap. I get 1. And he gets the suspicion. So he's got 2. These go here. This goes here. I've got 4. He's got 3. Neither of us get the suspicion because both of our lookouts are there. I win it, so I get both potions. He gets nothing and goes to the library. Then in the smithy, I've got 3, so I win. He's got 1. That means I get the suspicion and I get the 2 iron. So actually, I didn't realize I was going to do so well.
Yeah, you're doing great.
So I wish I had gone to the chow hall to try to recruit some goons, but
Yep.
it didn't happen. Didn't happen. So his guard cards come back. He's here. This is hopefully one of his big cards is 5. Yeah, the commissary. I would have had a hard time taking it from him. So I'm glad I didn't try to compete there. He takes the resource he has the least of. He'll take a gold. And then here, if he's the winner, then he takes he takes 2 goons, that are. He takes 2 goons that are the most.
Have the
Most
drop the most suspicion.
Yeah. And then so these are the ones that have the suspicion, and the priority is the ones closest to the sewers. So he takes these 2 guys, is my understanding.
I think that's right. Yep.
So
What did he end up with?
He got a cultist, which is going to give him an iron.
Oh yeah.
And then he's got a hobgoblin, which gives him 1 shield, which there's no real reason. That doesn't have any effect currently, but it could in the future. And at the end of the game, he's going to get a point for each item that he has, and for one for each power. So currently, this is worth 1 point. This is worth 2 points, but will change over the course of the game because he has 1 item and he's got 2 power. Anyway, so this guy can come back to his deck here. Oh, he's got his lookout there. So that's a 0. I have a 2, so I get to go first. So I can build whatever I want. I'll build what I want. So I'll go ahead and take the scrying spectacles for a potion and an iron. This comes here. I get a tome card, which is the everyday sabotage. Return one of your assigned crew tokens to your holding cell. So this is nice because it's like you can, if you overcommit somewhere on accident, you're like, I'm never gonna win that now. Once like a new guard card comes out, you can like pull them back and put them somewhere else, which is nice. And then I also get the 9 points, which is gonna take me from 18 to 27. And then he can build. If he can build something, he builds it. So he takes this crooked pipe because he doesn't have. He doesn't have the potion for this.
He does not.
Sweet. So he takes the crooked pipe. That's actually going to make his cultist worth 1 more point, but he pays an iron for that, and he gets 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he gets a point for having a guy in the library, and that's the end of round 2.
Close game.
Yeah, it's clever.
Yeah.
Anyway, this guy comes back, and then we would start over. I think that gives you guys a pretty good sense of how it works.
Did we talk about difficulty rating?
No. So the game has 3 difficulties. It all is managed by this deck. So this deck has 5 cards that are this. I think it's 5. The blue cards. You basically take you always use the blue cards.
7 blue and 5 of another color.
So then there's 3 different other sets. So that's why these are green. There's a green set, a yellow set, and a red set. And you basically take the blue cards and you shuffle in the other cards depending on what difficulty you want. So if you're playing easy or kind of standard, then you shuffle in the green ones, and that's the deck you use. Otherwise, if you want to play a little bit harder challenge, you kick out all the blue cards and you add the yellow ones. And then if you want like something insanely hard, you can take out those yellow ones or the blue ones, take out the yellow or green ones, and you put in the red ones. So,
so the blue is like the base. It's always there.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And then the location deck, just for an FYI, there's each of the different locations, and then there's I think there's 2 off-duty cards, and then the rest of the 7 locations. I think 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, there's
3, 4, 5, 6. Should be 7.
No, there's no
8, right? Because the cell block's in there.
So he never goes to the library, so it's never there.
Oh, it's 7.
And then he never goes to this. He never adds to the cell block.
Okay.
So there you go. Cool. Well, thanks for checking it out. I hope it gives you a good sense of how Lockup single player is played, and thanks for checking out the game.